a sugar sifter. I know, I'll put 3 out.
I was talking to Anna earlier.
Why? What's she been saying?
Whatever's the matter?
What did Anna say?
Only that she thinks Thomas is bullying William.
Ah. Yeah, she may have a point. Keep an eye out. Here it is.
Carson is up to something.
I've been studying the story of Andromeda. Do you know it?
Why?
Her father was King Cepheus, whose country was being ravaged by storms. And in the end, he decided the only way to appease the gods was to sacrifice his eldest daughter to a hideous sea monster. So they chained her naked to a rock.
Really? Mary, we'll all need our smelling salts in a minute.
Is she trying to equate that to
The sea monster didn't get her, did he?
No. Just when it seemed he was the only solution to her father's problems, she was rescued.
By Perseus.
That's right. Perseus, son of a god. Rather more fitting, wouldn't you say?
That depends.
She is so
I'd have to know more about the princess and the sea monster in question.
I didn't catch that. I was too busy talking.
I wish I could dance like that.
Like what? Don't know the grizzly bear?
The grizzly bear. As if you do.
Certainly I do. Miss O'Brien, shall we show them?
Not likely.
William, give us a tune. Come on, Daisy.
Go on.
Hands up.
Before you put your joints out. See to the range and go to bed.
Oh.
Thank you, that was beautiful.
It's not so bad, yo.
I'm sorry, Mary was rather
Where's everyone?
They've gone down to the village. Some travelling salesmen set up at the pub for the afternoon.
Alone at last? We shouldn't be without both footmen. Does Mr. Carson know?
Mrs. Hughes does. She's gone with them. They won't be long.
So, you see to the girls, and you're supposed to be head housemaid. You should put in for a raise.
What do you mean, supposed to be?
I said they shouldn't have let both footmen go.
Well, you'll have to answer it. Mr. Carson wouldn't like a maid answering the front door.
Sorry to have kept you waiting, sir.
I'm here to see Lord Grantham.
Is he expecting you?
No, but he was very interested in what I have to tell him.
His lordship is not at home, but if you will leave your name...
Don't come all high and mighty with me. I don't know who you are, but you're certainly not the butler, so don't try and make out you are.
How do you know?
Because Charlie Carson's the butler around here.
Does your business concern him?
It might do.
Excuse me for one moment, sir. Fetch Mr. Carson as fast as you can. Use the front door.
Hold it! Dude!
If you would like to follow me, sir.
No.
Just walk
You
in.
think you're tucking me away somewhere? You got another thing coming.
But you'll be more comfortable, sir.
Sorry, chump.
Wow. How do you tell this dude pissing me off?
This gentleman is an acquaintance of Mr. Carson.
Acts like he owns the
What's
place.
he doing in here?
He says he has urgent business with his lordship.
Urgent.
I've sent for Mr. Carson to come at once.
Then I'll stay with you, in case explanations are needed.
Sybil was in Black Mirror.
The cheerful Charlies. That's what they called us. We did quite well, didn't we?
until you couldn't keep your hands out of the till.
Would you like us to go, Mr. Carson?
No. You know it now. Might as well bear witness to my shame. He turned up in the village with no warning some days ago, on the run, asking for somewhere to hide, and, of course, raised too many questions.
They care so much
I stole.
about their image.
I'm a thief.
I mean, people do today, but
She.
it's to another level back then. Like,
I'd never have said anything.
who
now
cares
my
that you used to be a
disgrace.
stage performer?
My lord.
God, it's
You
what
have
the
my resignation.
hell?
Really, Carson, isn't
And being
it?
a doctor is seen as being bad. Being a lawyer is seen as being bad.
So why have you come here?
Oh my
He has
God!
done everything you asked of him. Because he hasn't.
Like,
He wouldn't give me any money.
is being a politician
How could I prevent his returning to Downton once it was
that
spent?
important?
My dear Mr. Grigg.
Oh,
I mean, it
see
is,
someone round
but-
here's got some manners.
Hold your tongue.
You'll not always be in charge, you know. The day is coming when your lot will have to toe the line just like the rest of us.
Perhaps. But happily for Carson, that day has not come yet.
Huh?
I take it my resignation has not been accepted.
My dear fellow, we all have chapters we would rather keep unpublished. To be honest, Carson, I'm rather impressed. Did you really sing and dance and everything in front of an audience?
I did.
Do you ever miss it?
Not in the least, my lord.
Poor Mr. Carson.
I have the adrenaline here in my hand. Will you really deny the man his chance of life?
I just wish it was a treatment I was more familiar with.
Will that serve as your excuse when he dies?
Nurse, can you prepare Mr. Drake for his procedure, please? Well, Mrs. Crawley, I have a feeling we will sink or swim together.
Yeah, it won't hurt to try.
Mr. Drake,
You're gonna die anyway.
your heart is not functioning properly, and as a result, your pericardial sac is full.
Let me pass. I must see the doctor. At once.
Why is
Your
she
ladyship.
there?
It's just as I thought.
Oh my goodness.
Dr. Clarkson, tell me you will not permit this amateur to influence your professional opinion.
Amateur?
My dear woman, do not let them bully you. They'll not disturb the peace of your husband's last hours, not if I can help it.
Is she Professor McGonagall?
But that's just it, my lady. I don't want them to be his last hours.
Adrenaline. Quickly, quickly. His heart stopped. Ready? Mm-hmm. Yes. My dear.
You don't have to worry. She may be... Cousin Isabel wants something to do. Very well. Let's make her chairman of the board. She'd like that, wouldn't she?
Certainly she would.
Then my mother will have to listen to her. She's been an absolute ruler there for long enough. It's time for some loyal opposition.
Talk about it. We'll send down to Molesley for your clothes.
I'd better not. My mother's expecting me. But in fact, I've been meaning to speak to you about Molesley.
Oh?
Would you find me very ungrateful if I dispensed with his services?
Why? Has he displeased you in some way?
Not at all. It's simply that he's superfluous to our style of living.
Is that quite fair? To deprive a man of his livelihood when he's done nothing wrong?
Well, I wouldn't quite put it.
Your mother derived satisfaction from her work at the hospital, I think. Some sense of self-worth.
Well, certainly.
Would you really deny the same to poor old Molesley? And when you are master here, is the butler to be dismissed, or the footman?
How many maids or kitchen staff will be allowed to stay? Or must everyone be driven out? We all have different parts to play, Matthew. And we must all be allowed to play them.
There's a lot of social commentary going on.
I wondered if you'd like to walk with me down to the...
Is Thomas going?
Well, I think everyone is.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. Doesn't matter.
Put this away before you go.
She
Never
has a
mind you
crush on Thomas.
flirting.
I wasn't flirting. Not with him.
William's not a bad lad.
He's nice enough, but he ain't like Thomas.
No, he's not.
You're a bit fiddly. I wonder if you could help me.
Certainly, sir.
Oh, so you got that mark out of the sleeve. How did you do it?
I tried it with this and tried it with that until it yielded.
Very well done.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this happy event. The investiture of our first chairwoman, Mrs. Reginald Crawley, who has graciously agreed to share the duties of our beloved president, the Dowager Countess of Grantham. Our little hospital must surely grow and thrive with two such doughty champions, united as they are by the strongest ties of all, family and friendship.
Oh, she is mad. She is so mad, yo.